What's going on, you guys? wonderbrad here. Hope you guys are having a great day today. As always, hope you guys are doing well. But today, guys, we're going to be checking out Giant Poison, a deck that's kind of making a resurgence right now. Obviously, it was once one of the most powerful decks in the game, if not maybe the best deck that was ever in Clash Royale. Just such a strong deck. We're going back to it today because the Poison has been buffed in the last couple of days. Obviously, you have the Prince, the Giant, the Musketeer in there, as well as some slightly new cards such as the Guards, Minions, the Log, and Baby Dragon. I think the Guards were actually in one of the original Giant Poison decks, but have them in here as well. Swapped them in for Skeleton Army because the Guards are just a better choice than Skeleton Army right now, with Poison being so good and the Log and stuff like that. I would say try your best to get rid of Skeleton Army. But 3.8 Elixir, we're going to get into a match with this one. Hopefully we'll win all our matches today, and obviously I'll be swapping in some cards for different cards that are in here right now, just to show you guys some of the different ways that you can use this deck. But looking at what's going on in this match against iStruggle, the struggle is real for all of us, honestly. But I'm going to go Giant at the back, and then depending on what he does, I'll either like go really aggressively with my push, or I'll kind of hold back and just use the Giant as a defensive tank. So just the lone Lumberjack coming in right now. A little bit interesting on his part, honestly. But looking at what we can do, and he throws a Log in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to go Prince behind that Giant, get my Poison spell ready, and all sorts of good stuff like that. And there we go. Poison is going to go down on the Barbarians and those Minions right there. That is a valuable Poison spell, honestly. Like, the more value you can get out of your Poison spell, that can win you matches. Like right there, I got Minions, the Tower, Barbarians, and we chipped his Tower down almost 1,000 damage. That was a really solid push right there. And, you know, as long as you can make a few solid pushes in a match, you can grind out a bunch of 1-0 wins, and that's going to get you 12 wins, honestly. Just keep on doing that same thing. It's not the most difficult thing in the world, and it can be really, really effective. Probably a bit of a wasted Log right there, honestly. I thought there was going to be a little bit more health on the Lumberjack, so I was like, hey, I should probably deal with that. Ended up not being the best idea. But, honestly, better safe than sorry. Because you don't want these matches to get out of hand really early when there's like a minute and a half still left in the match. But we know what his main counter is to the Giant. It's got to be those Barbarians, and he goes Minions right there. So I'll just Baby Dragon right there, put it in the wrong spot, so it's going to target the Miner. So that's some A+ gameplay right there, honestly. Is there an A++? Because I think that's what that was. Probably A++ right there. But Prince is going down there. I'm going to put the Poison spell right behind. I probably could have put that a little bit closer to the Musketeer, honestly, but I didn't see the Musketeer was there, so I was like, maybe next time. We'll get her next time, boys. But again, we're maintaining a pretty good damage advantage, so I'm going to go Guards there, a Log right there. He zapped, which was a pretty interesting zap, honestly. And I'm not going to do anything with that Lumberjack. I think I'm just going to leave it and get back to my Poison, get my Giant down there with the Musketeer, and boom, Poison's going down there. It's going to hit Minions. I knew those Barbs are coming in right after. It's no big secret. His main counter is Barbarians. He's probably going to drop Barbarians right there. Just shh, don't tell him. But looking at what we're going to do here, that Tower, he has chipped it down a pretty decent amount, but we still do hold a damage advantage overall because his one Tower there is down underneath 1,000 HP right now. So again, we're looking quite solid right now. I may Log... Oh no, I just missed that. Okay, that was an awful Log right there on the Lumberjack, but I do have the Poison spell coming in right there. Probably should have saved the Log for the Barbarians right there, but the Minions, the Poison, they just ripped through those Barbarians, and that Baby Dragon, if that could start chipping down the Tower right there, it would be quite helpful. Didn't happen though, which kind of is unfortunate, but that's why we have Minions and all those other good backup troops, honestly. It's to save our pushes and save our towers and stuff like that. But kind of looking at what I can do here, we're going a little bit deep into overtime, so this match is a little bit more of a chip battle. So I'm thinking I'm just going to Poison the Barbs right there. He throws the Minions down too. Okay, so pretty interesting plays from him. He just kind of did that. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that right there. Those Barbarians can chip as much as they want, but I'm going to go basically everything I can put into this push. It's going down right now. The Prince, the Giant, the Log, the Poison, it's all going down, and so is his Tower right there. Boom, right there. Boom, game. Boom. I think I've said boom enough times, but boom, one more time. Tower went down. Win numero uno on the day, and that was not necessarily the best game I could have played, but he wasn't really too close to taking down my tower at all there. So again, this is the first deck that I was trying. This is the original Giant Poison deck that I've been playing today, testing out, making all the maneuvers and stuff. But the second kind of variant to this deck, if you have this card at least, is putting the Electro Wizard in for the Musketeer. It's just so that you can reset Inferno Towers and stuff like that. It can be a more solid card. Obviously, if you need a little bit more damage, you obviously want to take the Musketeer. But until then, if you are having a lot of trouble with Inferno Towers and stuff like that, you want to make sure that you have the Electro Wizard in there, because it's like a moving zap. It's pretty sweet, honestly. You get that thing going, it just keeps resetting the Inferno Tower. It's pretty hilarious just kind of watching it keep going, because the Inferno Tower's like, I can't do anything here, dude. Come on, what are you doing to me? So, freezes the Prince. That is a fascinating play, honestly. A fascinating play. And I don't say fascinating too much when it comes to this game, but definitely freezing the Prince kind of defensively is a fascinating play overall, really is. But Inferno Dragon goes down for my Giant, so again, kind of an interesting play. Pretty good zap spell on my Prince as well, but I mean, look at all that damage, guys. A Poison, a Giant, a Prince. It's a lot of elixir to put into a push, but it can just mow down towers so quickly. Electro Wizard and Guards can shut that down really quickly. And I really am starting to like Guards a lot more. Like, they weren't too great before the balance changes with the Executioner being such an overused card, but now they're just fantastic for shutting down Giants, Golems, and other massive tanks like that, or smaller troops like Lumberjacks, Musketeers. Like, this deck just... I put the Prince on the wrong side. I was gonna say, this deck just coincides really well. It's a deck that works really well together. These cards synergize really well. Synergize is the word that I was looking for there. But that Baby Dragon is going to get ahead of his Giant, so I'm going to Baby Dragon that. Prince got a shot off for no reason. And minions on his Giant. We're playing fairly well today. Obviously, this guy has a bit of an underleveled Royal Giant, but a level 6 to a level 7, not going to make a massive difference in the overall game, at least if you play it well. Like, if you're playing a really strong Giant deck and you're playing it really effectively, then I'd say you can definitely get away with just playing a level 6 Royal, or level 6 Giant, not Royal Giant. I am not always the smartest. Just, you guys probably know that already, but, yeah, giving you guys the best info, the latest and greatest info. I am going to have to log that back there and minion that. I'm thinking Prince needs to go there. Yeah, just because I can't let him get too many super effective pushes onto my tower, or, could be a little bit of trouble for me, honestly. I need to be careful about that. But Baby Dragon, I'm kind of okay with that, taking down my tower there. As long as he doesn't, like, get close to 3-crowning me or anything like that, I think as long as we play smart here at least, we should be able to take this match home. So he did waste that 4 elixir on that Baby Dragon in the middle, which, I mean, it's just got probably a bit of him panicking, going, I need to make sure I take that tower. But at least for now, he's got that skeleton army, which I know about, so I need to save the log for that. I've got a bunch of other stuff, and is he just going to let us have the win here? Is he just letting us take this? I guess so. There we go. Massive push, just stormed his tower down right there. And that was a pretty easy win right there, honestly. So we're going to go back, switch our deck up one more time. For those of you that are still here, I want to say thank you so much for your support lately. Like, the views the last couple of days have just been absolutely ridiculous. Like, one day I'll be like, oh wow, that's the most views I got in a day. And then I'll go to the next day, it's like, well, that was the most views I got in a day. They just keep on going up, and the support's been absolutely amazing lately. But switching this deck up one last time, we're switching the Zap in for the log in the original deck. We are going fully free to play on this last one, and hopefully we can wrap this one up with another one of those juicy wins against Toby BCH16 from that clan, where it just kind of looks like he vomited out letters. If you want to join, it definitely looks like a fun clan, so go ahead and join Tony BCH16 in that one. And he's dropping a bowler off first, so I'm assuming it's either bowler graveyard or some sort of giant deck, probably. I'd say giant's the safer choice, just because graveyard is definitely a weaker card after the poison spell update. So yeah, there it is. Bowler's going down right there. I'm going to get my Prince to go down on his Giant. And here's the very first weakness of the deck, as we are running low on battery. I would say low battery is probably the biggest weakness to this deck, but second one being, obviously, the Zap can't take out princesses or anything like that. So you do kind of have to be careful there. He threw down a mini P.E.K.K.A, which definitely took out my troops there, but I think we've got a little bit of an elixir advantage right here. I'm not completely sure on that one. I think it's very close, but yeah, I think we do have like a slight 2 or 3 elixir advantage. We put down the giant, so we're looking not too bad. And we're already back at full, so we definitely do have an elixir advantage. So looking at what we can do, I'm gonna go Musketeer behind the giant, get my poison spell ready, get my zap spell ready. And there we go. Poison spell's going down there on the Ice Wizard. He's got an Electro Wizard there too. But I'm just going to zap the Lumberjack. I tried to zap the Electro Wizard too, but that didn't really work. But that tower got smashed down. Dead on 1,000 HP. You couldn't have planned it any better, honestly. But that first push was really, really strong for us. And I think we can just kind of play defense, start counter pushing, and then we can really start to make our plays once double elixir hits. So obviously, I'm going to wait for him to make the first move here. I'm going to go guards on my side just because I believe they're the slowest troop I had in rotation right there, other than the giant, and I didn't want to start up another giant push just because I'm trying to wait for this guy to make the first move, and just going aggressive isn't the best way to do that. I think that's how Clash Royale works. But Ice Wizard's going down there, the Princess is there, the Lumberjack is there. This guy is just layering down any troop that he can find, and I got the guards down there just to defend the Lumberjack. And, yeah, his push, not the most effective right there, honestly. He did a decent amount of damage, did a couple hundred damage. But, yeah, no, I definitely think we might have a bit of an advantage here. I'm not completely sure on that one. You guys might have to let me know. But I'm going Musketeer there to take down his giant. That'll also help to take out the bowler. And then I'm going to poison the Princess there, which is going to work really well. In all honesty, he is chipping my tower down a lot more than I thought he would. But that Lumberjack right there, I don't need to zap it because the minions got that covered completely. And here we go. Here's where it's going to get a little bit interesting. But I need to go Musketeer for that mini P.E.K.K.A right there. She is barely going to stay alive. Zap the mini P.E.K.K.A as well, and he ended up taking the tower. So that does kind of suck. Okay, so we did end up dropping the last one, but honestly, the deck, I only threw in that zap spell there because I want to show you guys what this deck looks like as a free-to-play deck. I would say the main mistake that I made in that last game was letting him push at me when I chipped down his tower. I really should have made a more effective push at the end, just kind of taking out his tower completely, instead of sitting back and just kind of letting him push at me. But anyways, the main deck, obviously, that I showed you before, does feature the log instead of the zap. I'm pretty sure most of you guys that are watching do have the log, so I would say this is probably the best deck, or the Electro Wizard in for the Musketeer if you have that one as well. Got a couple of chests here that will open, so gonna make the most out of this, get some gold, gems, Ferni, Fire Spirits, Fireballs, and also some Knights to cap it off. Got a free chest, and I don't know, sometimes you get cool stuff out of this, but there we go. Rocket, arrows. Again, this is the giant poison deck. This deck is probably going to be the strongest in the game in the upcoming future. I've seen some other decks that are working pretty well, but this one, in my opinion, is the best giant beatdown deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys can get some good use out of this deck. If you can, let me know on Twitter at wondergaming97, and I'll obviously reply and maybe even shout you guys out in videos if you guys show me how you've done with the deck. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and until tomorrow, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.